For some reason in my life, I'm coming to a point where I am learning all of these lessons. Sometimes you get to a point where you're going through trials and tribulations and tough times, and you go through these experiences, these situations, and you don't necessarily always see them as bad, right? But you receive them, you handle them as best you can, and you you try to learn something from whatever that situation was, right? You glean from it. And so that's what I'm doing these days. Like as situations arise, as things come up, I'm not necessarily seeing them as bad. I am receiving them for what they are, and I am learning from them and I'm growing from them. And one thing that I've learned lately is that you need to have clearly defined roles for the people in your life as well as your money, right? You have to have clearly defined roles for the people in your life as well as your money. So you go through your life, obviously, each and every day. You come in contact with different individuals and they play different roles in your life, right? They play different roles in your life, and it doesn't matter. I'm talking about any relationship that you are involved in. All of these people play different roles in your life. But what you need to make sure that you're doing is defining these roles as you go along. You have to ensure that you know the purpose for each individual in your life and the role that they play, and they have to know that as well. They have to know what they are in your life for how long you think that they will be in your life. Sometimes you can kind of guess that or not, like this person is in my life for a season, or this person is in my life um for the extent of it, or you want them to be anyway. And so all of these things have to be known, right? Like, what am I doing for you? What are you doing for me? What purpose do you have for me, and what purpose do I have for you? How can I serve you? How can you serve me? How can we both benefit from this relationship? Because if you're in a relationship, there has to be something, right? You're giving and you're taking, and you're receiving. So you're giving, you're taking, which is the receiving part of it. And it, people should know what all of that is. People should know what all of that is. Why am I in your life? Why are you in my life? What am I receiving from you? What are you receiving from me? All of that has to be clear. And I know sometimes when we get ourselves in these situations and when we involve ourselves in these relationships, things just happen. Like you come in contact with people, you don't say, "Hey, stop, wait, what role do you have in my life? Like what purpose do you serve? Or how can I benefit you? Or how you don't usually do that." And I'm just going to say sometimes we need to. And even if you don't necessarily do that with a person because you don't feel comfortable with them right away, you need to do it with yourself. You need to do it with yourself about that person. You know, what do I feel for this person? How how do I see myself supporting this person? How do I see this person supporting me? Um what do I call this person? Like what is their title? What you you do that for you, right? And and if you have all of these things listed and you're not seeing that this person is lining up with the way you have them pictured in your life, or the purpose that they have in your life, or you see them having in your life, then you need to stop. And then you need to maybe clearly define that role and then move forward, because if not, somebody's going to find themselves in a sticky situation. Know the importance and the role that you have in people's life, right? Because if you don't play as big as a role as you think that you play in somebody's life, you could be hurt, and vice versa. And vice versa. Everybody has to understand the terms of the relationship and how to move forward. Right now, okay, so that was the relationship part of it. So it's the same in terms of money, right? You have to know the expectations that you have for your money, the purpose that it's serving in your life. If not, the money is going to come in and then it's going to go out, right? And it's going to go out without serving the purpose that you had for it. It's going to go out, it's going to disappear. You're not going to see it, and it's not going to serve its ultimate purpose. So you have to have a, a plan for it. You have to know the role that it plays, and you have to just basically give it a name. Like, this is the name that you serve, or this is how you're going to serve me, right? Or this is the role that you're going to play. This is what I'm going to use you for, right? I'm talking about the money part, not the people. But what I'm saying is it has to be clear. All of it has to be clear, right? The people roles have to be clear, the money roles have to be clear. It is important. It's so important. Now, how you do that is up to you. How you do that, you can do that in so many different ways. So, in terms of people, right? You can have that one-to-one conversations in terms of expectations, in terms of roles, in terms of terms. What are the terms of our relationship? And then for money, I tell my money how it's going to serve me via my budget. My budget is the planner for my money, right? So I have to have the budget so that it knows what it's going to do. So the money knows what it's going to do, or so that I know what I'm going to do with my money. It's important. It's so very important. So, long story short, you don't want people walking all over you, and you definitely don't want your money walking all over you. So, make sure that the roles for each are clearly defined. That's your money message and your life message all rolled up into one. Clearly defined roles.